Every year, the Ian Allen Publishing Company produces a book entitled Railways Restored. The book is considered to be the definitive guide to preserved and restored railways and museums throughout the United Kingdom. In this series of video programs, we take you, the viewer, on a visit to one part of the UK for a closer look at those railways and museums. If we consider this map split up into 9 different parts, it simplifies matters for area grouping. The Midlands are considered by many to be the heartland of Britain's industrial heritage. This is demonstrated by the number of preserved railways that can be found in the area. From the elegant sophistication of the Severn Valley Railway to the charm of the CADEBY light railway, this programme aims to give a taste of the wide variety of railway preservation in the Midlands. We begin with a visit to what remains of the Great Central Railway. Now running only from Loughborough to Leicester, the Great Central Railway was once an impressive network extending from London into the north of England, serving cities such as Sheffield and Manchester. In 1976, the line was purchased from British Rail by the Mainline Steam Trust, who are the supporting group of the current Great Central Railway. Locomotive number 35005, Merchant Navy class Canadian Pacific, built in 1941 by the Severn Railway, is being prepared for its day's duties. The signal box at Loughborough is open to the public and provides a grandstand view of the locomotives undergoing preparation and signal box operations. Great Western Pannier Tank 060 number 7760, built in 1930 and on loan from Birmingham Railway Museum, is coupled to 35005 to work the first passenger train of the day to Rothley. The visit of our cameras coincide with a Friends of Thomas weekend, to the delight of tomorrow's railway enthusiasts. The pannier tank works with 35005 to Rothley to take up its push-pull duties on the new extension from Rothley to Leicester North. 5005, our young visitors are treated to brake van rides in Loughborough Station. Locomotive number 5593, Kolhapur, an LMS Jubilee Class 460, built in 1934, drifts through the platform. We pick it up later with its train, as it makes for the first station on the line, Quorn. With right-of-way to the driver, Kolhapur departs for Rothley. On the adjacent platform, 7760, working the push-pull set, arrives from the site of the new platform at Leicester North. In preparation for the new extension, volunteers can be seen preparing point rodding. Viewed from the driver's compartment of the push-pull set, the new extension was due for completion in July 1991. The Battlefield Railway, that runs from Shackleton to Market Bosworth, was once part of the Ashley and Nuneaton Joint Railway. The Shackleton Railway Society made its home here in 1970, with the intention of housing preserved steam locomotives, and has since gone on to reopen the line between Shackleton and Market Bosworth. The Society's first locomotive, the King, an 040 well tank built by E. Borrows and Sons of St Helens in 1906, introduces us to Shackleton Station. Part of the station houses one of the most comprehensive small railway museums in the country. The original signal box at Shackleton has been demolished and is now replaced by this very old Midland Railway square box. token handed to the fireman and checked by the driver, Richard III, an 060 side tank built by Robert Stevenson and Hawthorne in 1949, now has the authority to enter the single-line section to Market Bosworth. Richard III arrives in the temporary terminus at Market Bosworth, where work is well in hand for the extension to Shenton, planned to open in 1991. In 1485, Shenton was host to the Battle of Bosworth, where Henry Tudor wrestled the throne from Richard III at the end of the War of the Roses. In the heart of the Midlands area runs the FOXFIELD Railway. Its chairman, Ron Wally, describes the railway's history.
The FOXFIELD Railway was built in 1893 to connect the FOXFIELD Colliery, which is about 3 miles north of here, to the Stoke-Derby main line, which is about half a mile to the south. The FOXFIELD Bank, which climbs out of the FOXFIELD Colliery at 1 in 20 gradient for most of the way, with we believe a little bit of 1 in 19 in the middle, is the steepest adhesion worked incline in the country. We don't run passenger trains down there at the moment because of problems with access, which we are working on, and we hope to have the access prepared and the track repaired down to the colliery within probably the next 5 years. It's one of our longer term plans. The colliery closed in 1964 and the society was formed in 1967 to take over the running of the railway and to preserve it as part of Britain's industrial heritage.
With the signal pulled off, 060 saddle tank Whiston, built by Hunslet in 1950, departs for Dilhorn Park. The whistle sounds for an unprotected farm crossing. On arrival at Dilhorn Park, Whiston runs around its train to return to Blythe Bridge. railway museums and collections in the area, the late Reverend Boston's collection at CADEBY is in many ways unique. Mrs. Boston, who now runs the collection, tells us about its beginnings.
Well, this is all part of the CADEBY experience. The museum, as you see it here, is quite a new addition. It was only opened 12 months ago by the Reverend Wilbert Audrey. But prior to that, my husband Teddy was here. He moved into the new rectory here in 1959, and from then things have gradually grown, a bit like Topsy. The model railway is based on part of the Dart Valley Railway in South Devon in 1935. We're only in steam once a month, but open for private parties apart from that by appointment. We have the narrow gauge railway, we have a 5-inch gauge in the garden, various stock, a showman's living van, the Foster Fiery Elias traction engine. We have our own rally every year. The museum was a culmination of a dream, really, which Teddy and I had. As we got older, of course, we realised that we wouldn't be able to fulfil it because in those days the house belonged to the Church Commissioners. But when Teddy died, I was fortunately able to purchase it so we could go ahead with this. So we built the museum, and it's full of railway honour and the Boston collection, quite literally. It's quite free for people to come. We never charge. It's all part of, we feel, that we've been so fortunate in having all this stuff that it's only right and proper that we should share it with other people.
A traction engine and a steamroller add to the atmosphere of one of CADEBY's many weekend open days. An 040 saddle tank built by Bagnall in 1919 departs on its short journey around the gardens. In the nearby parish church, this beautiful stained glass window contains an unobtrusive but touching memorial to the memory of Teddy Boston. The National Tramway Museum at CRICH, near Matlock in Derbyshire, is home to a wide variety of preserved trams, which once provided cheap urban transport for Britain's towns and cities. The museum collection includes about 50 tramcars, built between 1873 and 1953, drawn from many tramway systems at home and abroad. Horse, steam and electric cars are on display in well-appointed exhibition halls. There are also workshops, depots, a library and archive complex, bookshops and tea rooms. Outside, visitors can enjoy the sights and sounds of the tramway era. On entrance, visitors receive an old penny, which they exchange for a ticket to ride the trams as often as they wish throughout the day, with round trips taking about 20 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Blackpool tramcar number 40, built in 1946, was the last open balcony tram to run in public service in Britain. Here we see it demonstrating the automatic reversal of the trolley pole. Trams are driven by 2 or more electric motors under the floor. The driver controls the speed of the tram by means of a controller, the black box with a handle, which he works with his left hand. The other handle, which he works with his right, is the brake. Butterley in Derbyshire is home to the Midland Railway Centre, a working museum commemorating the former Midland Railway. 3.5 miles of track, a 57-acre museum site and a 35-acre country park provide for a wide range of visitors. We join the line at the northern terminus, Hammersmith, as 53809, a Somerset and Dorset joint railway, Class 7F, Type 280, built in 1925, departs for Butterley, first crossing the Butterley embankment. Butterley Station, completely demolished following the closure of the railway, has been rebuilt since the arrival of the Midland Railway Trust in 1973. Adjacent to the main line, a radio-controlled model steam railway gives demonstrations for visitors.
In that box, probably in one of them boxes. Or in this box, I'll have a look. Hang on a minute.
Swanwick Junction, the next station along the line, is controlled by the former Kettering signal box. Ex-British Rail Class 25 diesel-electric locomotive, number 7671, built in 1967, shares the passenger duties for the day. Swanwick Junction is where visitors alight for the adjacent Golden Valley Light Railway, as well as for the museum, which houses a wide variety of locomotives and rolling stock. Five 3809 enters the temporary terminus at Ironville to run round its train in preparation for returning to Hammersmith. Plans are well advanced for an extension to a new terminus at Riddings, a quarter of a mile further on. A newcomer to the railway preservation scene is Peak Rail plc, with an ambitious 15-year plan to restore the 20-mile line through the spectacular Derbyshire Peak District from Buxton to Matlock. Here we can clearly see the enormity of the task which railway preservation has taken on. Buxton Station, the registered office of Peak Rail, houses some of the company's rolling stock. But initial restoration work has been concentrated at the Matlock end of the line. For the first 16 miles, the track bed remains undisturbed. It's not until we reach Darley Dale that there's any significant activity. Here, a working party are hard at work installing a level crossing near Darley Dale Station, in preparation for the opening of the first section of the line into Matlock Station, which will provide a link to the British Rail network. One of the most important and complex junctions on British Rail's main line through the Midlands is here at CREWE. A regular flow of traffic from high-speed intercity trains to local commuter sprinters pass through this junction daily. When the junction was remodelled to allow high-speed trains to pass non-stop, the signal box became redundant. The box, commissioned in 1940, now forms a key attraction of the Heritage Centre, giving visitors a grandstand view of the junction and demonstrating the complex workings of all the 214 miniature levers which operated the all-electric signal box. The prototype advanced passenger train, on loan from the National Collection, stands outside the Heritage Centre, serving out its days as a buffet car. For many years now, the junction at CREWE has provided a starting point for steam-hauled trips along the North Wales coast to Holyhead. Inside the Heritage Centre are examples of the area's famous Rolls-Royce cars, alongside a 222 locomotive number 3020, Cornwall, that was built at CREWE Works in 1847. Cornwall is on loan from the National Railway Museum. Today, locomotive number 777, Sir Lamiel, stands in the yard undergoing preparation for a steam special to Holyhead. Sir Lamiel was built by the North British Locomotive Company in 1925 for the Southern Railway and is now part of the National Collection housed at the National Museum in York. Sir Lamiel is on loan to the Humberside Locomotive Preservation Group in Hull. 9:53 a.m., number 777 Sir Lamiel departs Crewe for Holyhead. The 9-hour round trip almost completed, Sir Lamiel races back towards Crewe in the early evening light. The Severn Valley Railway was one of the first railways to be preserved by enthusiasts, and now boasts 16¼ miles of skillfully restored railway, offering the visitor a great variety of railway interest. We begin our visit with a classic scene of locomotive 6960, Raveningham Hall, a 460 built in 1944, departing Bridgnorth. Bridgnorth is the northern terminus, which houses the locomotive maintenance and running shed. At Hampton Load, 2968, an ex-LMS 260 built in 1933, drifts past Raveningham Hall. Later, we again see 2968 calling at the beautifully preserved Highley station. lays host to locomotive number 7819, Hinton Manor, built in 1939. In the busy summer season, trains also pass at Bewdley.
TRAMS well clear of the platform 8 when the train runs in. Thank you.
Here, Ravenham Hall waits for ex-British Rail Class 4, number 75069. Kidderminster Town Station, adjacent to the British Rail Station, is the southern terminus of the railway, with an impressive building and passenger facility. This new platform was added in 1990. Locomotive number 2968 runs round its train in preparation for its departure to Bridgnorth.